can't look you in the face. I don't wanna have to lie. I wanted this love to survive. Now when I look in your I feel paralyzed. Now I know it's over. I see you passing by, hand in hand, with your perfect light. My body, a ghost town, feels like someone cut my tongue. I didn't know my heart could die this young. Oh, now when I look in your eyes, I feel paralyzed.
Good morning, or good evening if you are in the North America server region. This is Rolling Swarm, signing in once again from very, very early in the day from Central European time. It is 2:53 a.m. here in Malta, but we're awake, we've got coffee, and we are here to bring you some epic tank-on-tank action. North America being the final server region to go into their Challenge the Stars event. And what an absolutely cracking event we've got lined up for you today. It is going to be PRAMO's Minsk 2018, a Twister Cup team that went to the offlines representing the North American server region. It's going to be that PRAMO team squaring off against, let me just double check everything here. It's going to be that PRAMO team squaring off against Void's Eclipse team. So it promises to be an absolute steamer of a game. We've got now Void, for those of you who weren't aware, didn't quite make the cut for the top 8 of the online finals North America server region. It's for me, it's going to be an absolute joy to watch these boys play live for the first time. And let's just see if we can get some logos up here. There we go. Look at that. So yeah, it's the PRAMO team that went to the offlines. All 7 of those guys. We're squaring off against Void. And I was told, or from what I managed to gather from following all the different tournaments and things from the NA in the run-up to Twister. Void narrowly missed out on qualifying for the top 8, but having a look at the players, the stats and that, I have no doubt that they definitely belong up among those guys. And having carved out, oh, look at that, the room's up. Yes! Have it. And let's just see if we can just turn those logos on there. Fantastic stuff. So, as I'm fiddling around with the volume here on the music, I do apologize. It's going to be a work in progress, this stream today. That seems like a good volume. I'm not sure. There we go. Okay, so bear with me. I am warming up from 3 hours sleep. But yes, Void's Eclipse team versus PRAMO's 2018 Minsk Twister Cup team. We've got a best of 7 show match on our hands this evening. We're going to start on Fort Despair. Then we'll go to Castilla. And potentially, if it's not a 4-0 clear out by one of the teams, we'll then go on to Canal. And if it's a tiebreaker, if we get to a 3-3 situation, the tiebreaker will be on Faust. So best of 7, it's a first to 4 scenario. So it's a pretty good best of format. And it's an interesting map choice, interesting map pool. Starting off on Fort Despair is surely a nod to the current world champions Rage from the EU server with their glorious boosting move on Fort Despair that they pulled in the finals. So let's see. I'm ready. We've got PRAMO coming in. Void's already here. Worth noting that I don't know if you followed my Twister Cup aftermath video, but we covered the NA a little bit. And you might be seeing a lot of different clan tags coming in on this side, on the side of PRAMO. That is because in the aftermath of Twister, a lot of the guys from the PRAMO top team split off, and some of them actually went to to RGN to Rain. We've got one guy still in PRAMO. Hated Fate's gone to the clan. Gotta love this. Is it anime cultural references? I don't know. It's too early. It's too early to think about anything other than the game at hand. So we've got 2 minutes to go. We're just waiting for all the players. So let's just see if we can't just bring up this here. Oh yes, look at that. Magical. Okay, this is, for those of you who don't know, this is the Fort Despair minimap on Supremacy mode. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be seeing Eclipse, Void's Eclipse team starting off in the south spawn down here. And actually, there we go, we can get the pings. And we will have RGN. Not RGN, sorry, there's a lot of RGN players there, but it's not RGN, it's PRAMO. This is the team that represented North America at the offline finals in Minsk for Twister Cup. They're going to be starting off in the north spawn. 1.5 minutes to go. Let's see if we can do some doodles on the map. So what I'm anticipating, classic lineup, is something like this. We'll be looking at having a TD potentially here, heavy tanks here, maybe here. And this is something which would be quite normal, but it depends on what the teams are doing. Basically, how to say it in less than a minute. It's really important for teams to get control of this area. If the green team or the teams coming from the south spawn here, controlling this area will enable them to get good field to fire out and lock out this entire area. But at the same time, let's just see here, this middle area, you can't let this slide. So this, let's have a look and see what they do. We've only got 15 seconds. We can't go into a brutal dissection. But I would be expecting to see something like this with a TD in here or potentially here. Heavies lining up the middle and maybe mediums or very fast TDs going off towards the A cap. And looking at the lineup here, we don't really have enough time to do the doodling on the map. We can revise that for next time. But looking here, looking at Pramo's lineup, we're seeing a Batchat, 4 IS4s, T62 Alpha, and a 268. So if we follow his Royal Fatness in the Batchat 25T, potentially he is going to be spotting very aggressively in the middle. And look, we've got Dark Magician Fishy in the T62 Alpha. He is going to be looking to control that A area that we said. And this is his Royal Fatness is playing an extremely aggressive spotting move here. And so let's see. Well, PRAMO have played super strong. They're playing a super strong push on A. His Royal Fatness has caught Coyote Tango off guard. And oh my goodness me, Void are tank down already. His Royal Fatness catching Coyote Tango hugely out of position. And look at this now. PRAMO have got 2 IS4s and a T62 Alpha in behind A. This locks in this entire half of the map. Draw a line from the reds over here. Basically everything to this side of B is theirs. Void, well look, this is the TD is kind of in the area where we said it would be. There's a heavy there anchoring down the sniper bush. Another TD in E3, quite deep in the backfield. Not sure I'm happy with that positioning. Void have got an interesting lineup actually. 268 E3, double mouse. Well, it would have been a triple mouse, but Coyote Tango went down. And there, that's right, IS4. But the mouse and a T57, that's an interesting duo. That's not something that you see very often. And it looks like this player from Void's Eclipse team, he's bleeding hit points at the moment. And actually, PRAMO are in an extremely strong position right now because they've got B, and it looks like his Royal Fatness is going to get pushed out if he's not careful. Not so sure I agree with the positioning of KD here. Tan too strong, KD Vainglory or V-Glory. They're really not letting... They should have killed his Royal Fatness. His Royal Fatness should not have been left there on the reload. But it looks like Tan too strong is going to do the honors, take him down. But there's a strong lead in terms of cap points and hit points at the moment for PRAMO. But we're going to see it descending into a brawl on the B area. This is typically where the action boils down. B is the interface between the two flanks, the heavy C and the open A. And V-Glory is in trouble. That T57, he's got 2 in the chamber and gets one into TJ. TJF Blue looking to finish down KD, but it looks like Vedicat will be taking down TJ any second now. It's going to be a good Haiti roll. No, he's focusing on Dragon Creed. Dark Magician, Fishy takes down V-Glory, Tan too strong takes down TJ, Dragon Creed finishes off KD18. Pramos, they were leading, it's now 4 on 4, 4 on 3. There's a huge, Vedicat, the 268, could carry here, but the Dark Magician in the T62 Alpha is in a super strong position. Pramo here, 4 on 2, Vedicat's going to be going down. Yeah, I think this one is going to PRAMO just in terms... Yes, look at that hated fate. 268 on 268 action. And now it is player in the mouse. 1 alive against 4. But Dark Magician Fishy should be able to do it. Dark Magician Fishy looking for the flank shot. Picks it up. And that is a good opening gambit there for PRAMO. And let's just see damage numbers here. Hated Fate in the 268 Chasha, Dark Magician Fishy in the T62 Alpha. Strong damage numbers from them. Strong damage numbers across the board. His Royal Fatness, I'm surprised that Void, the Eclipse team, left him alive and kicking for as long as they did. Coyote Tango caught out very early on for Void, was a huge disadvantage from the opening phases of the game. If we go back here, let's just get rid of this because that was all nonsense. There we go. So yes, typically what we will see, and this is what we've seen on Asia and EU, is the brawls usually boil down to this area here. It's been super important though for teams to get control of this area, and I think that's what we've seen. Oh dear, we've drawn that far too far over there. For teams to get control of this corner, if you get control of this corner, it really gives you a lot of options on the open flank, and being able to secure B and control of the outfield. Well, it's been tremendously advantageous for all of the games that we've seen so far. Looking at the lineup that's coming in now, actually, there we go. We can see that PRAMO are switching it up. They're taking a very dynamic, well, not dynamic, but a very aggressive lineup. We've got a lot of punch here, 3 heavy-hitting TDs, double mouse, double IS4. This could be, we could be seeing a very aggressive push coming in through C or B. It depends how they use those TDs. Across the way, though, Void's Eclipse team also rocking a core of, well, a good core of heavy tanks, 2 IS4s, a 113 and a mouse. Using the T57, it's an interesting choice, I must admit. I'm not so sure I agree with the use of a T57 on this map, but it's backed up where they've got an E3 and a Foch 155. It's an atypical lineup, shall we say, from Void compared to the meta that we're used to on these maps. And so let's see what's happening here. Paying attention to the mini-map now. Hit points are pretty much almost even. At the time of speaking, Vedicat, Coyote, Tango are securing the C area, and look at this PRAMO using the double mouse tanks coming in. It's Snowfox 524 and TJF Blue. They're going to have the dominant performance and position here, and there's not much in the way of support for the Void guys. Wildcat, Coyote, Tango and Player will get outplayed by the double mouses on the C flank. Hated Fate going into that classic heavy tank position. Great tank position for even IS4, IS7 or a 113. IS4, though, that seems to be the favored tank at the moment out of that kind of triple heavy meta that we're seeing. Coyote Tango pushing in aggressively. The T57 playing the window area and actually seeming to do a great job. And actually, Snowfox 524 has taken a tremendous amount of damage. He's below half health. And TJF Blue is getting punished as well. And I take it back. It seems that Void Eclipse are doing a really good job of locking down here. And TJ is taking some more fire. And it's going to be Dragon Krieg and the 183 and Dark Magician Fishy to come in and try and support the mouse tanks. The mouses are getting outplayed here, and also we're seeing the rotation. Hated Fate in the IS4 skilled coming back across. That's going to leave Mo. Mo here alone in isolation, but he's not got much to worry about. It would be potentially we can see a 1v1 KD18 in the IS4 versus Mo. That could be a key factor coming in. Hit points are still neck and neck though, but for PRAMO, it's the 2 mouse tanks have taken a significant amount of damage. Both of them well below half hit points, but there are more tanks with more spread out damage across the board for Void. It'll be interesting to see how that disparity in hit point pools plays out. It's PRAMO with the cap lead 485 to 430 at the moment. Well, 490, 430. PRAMO controlling B. Ace in no man's land, not being contested. C in the hands of Void. So PRAMO are the ones who can sit back and rest on their laurels for the time being. Oh, look at that. What's that? Not sure. Anyway. So it is going to be Void to do the rotation, to do the flex, and to try and crack PRAMO's armor. It's It'll be interesting to see what approach they take, because PRAMO have got quite a look at this. They've pulled, well, one of the mouse tanks, Snowfox 524, is back. It's TJ anchoring up C by himself, but we're not expecting Void to come in through the C base. That would be a very tough area to try and make an assault from. Probably what we'll see is Void will try and make a go of stopping B. So they'll try and bring some tanks out to this area here, get Crossfire in along this lane, try and slow down the B cap for a while, and try and look to isolate tanks, maybe Mo here. But Mo is still looking very, very healthy. 2,215 hit points in the bank. And that is, well, he's getting whittled down very slowly with high explosive rounds, but that's fine by him. We've got 2.5 minutes left on the playtime, and actually now what we're seeing, PRAMO making the rotation away. PRAMO need to be careful that they don't leave their low hit point tanks, even though they're 2 mouses, in isolation, because Void could rotate through C and try and pick up the kills on the mouse tanks, and that looks like what they're doing, because we've got the Void mouse here leading the charge, and PRAMO, it looks like Void have got perfect timing here, because PRAMO have been kind of caught mid-flex, and TJ's getting pushed on. He bounces one, but the other one connects through. Cora's looking up to finish off TJ. The E3 bounces. TJ's getting 2 bounces. He doesn't bounce the mouse tank. TJ hanging on for dear life. If he goes down, which he does, it shifts everything in the favor of Void. Void are now, or Void are in the ascendancy here. They have the advantage, and it looks like we're going to see 4 Void tanks here defending C, but there's a counter push coming. Hated Fate is going to look to pick up Vedicat. His Royal Fatness coming in for support. Tantan too strong. Coyote Tango getting a good shot there into the side of the 268. Hated Fate looking to pick up the E3. The E3 facing the right way. Still finished. Now V Glory. Oh, his Royal Fatness goes down. This is going to go down to the wire. Hated Fate looking to get one more in. Oh, he's going for Vedicat. He knows the 57's on a long reload. We've got Dark Magician Fishy coming in. Snowfox 524. Tantan too strong, looking to finish off Hated Fate. He does it. He saves Vedicat, but Dark Magician Fishy's going to finish him off. Gun for gun till the very end. And Void with a fantastic performance there. And the such a well-timed push by Void to come in through the C lane there. And I think PRAMO, the difficulty that they had was that they let their mouse tanks bleed too much HP early on, and that left them vulnerable to the push through C in the late phases of the game. Just goes to show how important it is to retain your hit points for the later phases of the battle. But now we are done. It's 1-1 on Fort Despair, which is great to see. And we're actually going to go now. We're going to go over to Castilla. And, well, let's see who's here. Void Eclipse will be playing off, I believe. Interesting. I do not have the powers to edit this, it seems. We're ready. We have time. So what we're probably expecting to see from Void, they'll be looking to get a heavy tank or 2 securing this area. TD's playing along the hill, maybe a TD backing up here. Medium tanks playing the ridge, looking to deny A. They could also get some good positions along here, covering B and C. It depends if they're playing an aggressive strategy or if they're going to be playing one more passive. For PRAMO, we'll be expecting them to have an aggressive push in through A, whilst looking to control this area in order to deny B and C. But of course, that depends on what they're taking. And looking at the lineups here, oh wow, okay. PRAMO this is... It looks like they are, in fact, going for an A push here because we've got a Batchat and 3 mediums. Yes, the T22 and the double 140 is backed up by the 268s and an IS-4. Now, his Royal Fatness, glorious camouflage, pushing on an aggressive spotting line. Across the table, though, Void Eclipse also rocking a double 268 and sticking with the T57 Heavy, but they've got Batchat M60 double IS-4s. There's slightly more, well, there's significantly more mobility on the side of PRAMO, and there we go. Look at this, they're going for the A, and Coyote Tango goes down again. Where? How? What? Where is he? Where did he go? That was brutal. I have no idea where his tank body is. There it is. And we said, you know, they would be trying to look to control this area. But this is... He was playing a dangerous game, spotting it. Looks like he actually got spotted out there by Mo, his Royal Fatness, and was then hammered by TDs in the backfield. And it is Void Eclipse have got their first cap on the board. Tan too strong in the IS-4s, pushing round. KD18, the Glory, they're going up behind A here. They need to control this Castilla area. There's a lot of 50% of Void's forces now here stacking up against Dragon Creek, Snow Fox, and TJF Blue. PRAMO's using the double 268 on the windmill area to effect good covering fields of fire. His Royal Fatness in the Batchat 25T playing passively, capping out C. PRAMO now have the cap advantage. They've 2 guns up. They've also got 2 caps to 1. Snow Fox rotating out, and it looks like Void are in a bit of trouble here because all 5 tanks within 1 or 2 grid cells on the map. They've got A locked down, but they can't stay there. But PRAMO have really done a great job of forcing him into a corner. KD18 can't really poke too aggressively on Mo and TJ because look at this, Dark Magician Fishy and Hated Fate, the 268s in the backfield, will punish anyone that tries to engage these guys too aggressively. And if you just see this, they've got fields of fire. They're looking out to where there are no Void players, but they've got fields of fire absolutely everywhere from here, and they're insulated in terms of spotting distances, so they can operate with impunity from here in the backfield. And look at this, the T22 and the badass camouflage here. I forget the name, but that looks dangerous. I like that. Big fan, TJ, big fan. So, PRAMO in a almost unassailable position. We are seeing a flex, though, player in the IS-4. Oh, see this? He's spotted up by his Royal Fatness. He can't really engage the Batchat, and he's getting tapped, double tapped there by the 268s. Takes one, bounces the other. We've got less than 200 cap points for PRAMO to secure for them to take the win. His Royal Fatness doing a really good job here of spotting. There's not really much that the Void can do. This one is almost one and done for PRAMO. Brilliant moves there. I think taking down Void's Coyote Tango in the Batchat 25T early on was a really strong start for them. Crippled Void's ability to kind of move, spot, and engage targets on the map. And we are actually seeing, though, his Royal Fatness. Oh, how is he doing this? How is he bouncing? But look at this. There we go. That's the 268 support we're talking about. The T57's coming round. He's only got 2 in the chamber, though. And again, he gets absolutely hammered. And it is PRAMO with a game of strategic patience and good use of the TDs and covering fire positions. Dark Magician Fishy, Hated Fate there. But just good damage numbers by those T60, there's Object 268s, and even TJ in the T22 managing to rack up the damage on Castilla. Void, you can see here, they lost their spotting tank, their mobility tank early on, and they weren't really able to get into a position to engage PRAMO effectively. And if we go back to the minimap here, we lost actually Coyote Tango was killed in this kind of area here, which meant that Void lost kind of visibility of this whole area. Can I? Yeah, so basically these cells were kind of all blind. There was no information coming into Void on this area. Although we did see Void, they came through and they got good control of the A area, but they were then trapped. All 5 Void tanks at one moment were here. And just look at that. They were so limited in terms of their operation abilities, because we had on the side there was tank spotting. I mean, it was really... This is effectively what we were looking at. Something like this. And these guys, these 268s in the backfield, with the 140 later on, they had this Batchat 25T could just spot all of this area. And the tanks here, there was just such an amazing field of fire going on. PRAMO had really strong map control there. And that was their key to success. So they're going to be looking to repeat that. The spawns are swapped. This is one of the less symmetrical maps in terms of what you can do from each spawn. So we're going to expect actually quite a change in terms of how the different teams approach it now. And PRAMO IS4 heavy core backed up by a Leopard E50M 268. And a Void, also a slightly smaller IS4 core. But again, I'm not sure the 57's a good call. I'm really not. But again, we're seeing the Foch 155. Both teams well balanced in terms of mediums, lights, TDs, heavies, general tank composition, and also quite similar, quite equitable. The only real difference is the clipping T57 for Void. And Void have done a really good job here. Coyote Tango went down early in the last game. He's done a fantastic job of picking up C early on. And if Void can just try and keep this one in the bag, that will be a huge advantage to them if they can keep that in their possession. But it looks like maybe Mo from PRAMO is going to come in, and he will be able to get some good spots off here. That's a great position for an IS4 to play out of. He might be able to reset C later on if Void forget that he's there or don't take enough care to protect it. But here, Coyote Tango in the Batchat 25T, he can spot C. He is spotting Mo. He's doing a great job, and then it's going to be Cora in the IS4 to defend B and support the defense of C. And the T57, this is a good position actually for the T57. He's insulated, and from this area he can engage Mo. He can engage the B flank, and Mo, I said it was a good position to be, but not if you play too aggressively like that. And now Mo is in a bit of trouble, down to just over 1,000 HP. PRAMO, no caps on the board, and actually it's Void who have carved out a decent control of the map for themselves in this time round. And we're seeing potentially PRAMO flexing in through A here. It's TJ, but he's going to be taking shots from above. He gets one into the tracks from KD18 there. TJ, Dragon Krieg, backed up by Hated Fate with Dark Magician Fishy and the Leopard for support. But TJ, he's getting crossfired from above. And Vedicat and Player, the double IS4s, should be able to keep A clear. TJ may have put himself in a difficult position. Oh, Hated Fate. One goes over the top of Player. And if you look at the minimap, Mo is still playing around C there on the far right hand side. TJ is in a difficult position, but Dragon Krieg's he's been allowed to get up here. Dark Magician Fishy and the Leopard as well. If they can get control of the Castilla, that could enable the rest of the PRAMO forces to push in through A. But it looks like, oh, Dragon Krieg taking a hit. It looks like they don't really have the ability to flex because Snow Fox and his Royal Fatness are relatively cut off and stuck in the B area, and Hated Fate in the 268 will need to hang back to provide fire support to both flanks. So actually what we're seeing is in this flank here, KD, V-Glory, Vedicat and Player, that's four guns on 3, plus Tantan 2 Strong is here. It's a good look at this. I love the positioning of Void here. I'm a huge fan of this because the tanks are operating effectively in one line. If you look on the minimap, there's a line of tanks which are all relatively connected in terms of supporting fields of fire. But they've got control of all three maps, and they can respond relatively well to a push from any flank. They could defend C, they can defend B, they're defending A, and they've got good map control. They've got good visibility, good awareness. Tantan Too Strong is going to flex through and look to flush out Mo. Coyote Tango is doing a great job of keeping Mo low on the HP. And Void are actually trading very effectively here. They're taking a bit of damage, but Mo is in trouble. And this could be the weak link in Pramo's armor in this particular round. And let's go. So we've got the line of Void players here operating in quite a good formation. Pramo a little bit. It depends if they have the initiative and if they can be the aggressive ones, they might be able to coordinate past the advantage that Void have at the moment. But if Void were to make the best defense is a good offense kind of approach, they could really punish Pramo because Dragon Krieg and TJ are in isolation. And it looks like, yes, Mo is getting a reset, but he's going to get clipped out now by Coyote. No, he gets one. Coyote only had one in the chamber, but Tantan Too Strong is still on the reload. Tantan Too Strong, is he going to be able to get reloaded in time? No, he's not. Great move there by Mo to pull back out of trouble. And although he slowed down the cap, it's still the only cap on the board, and it's ticking over in the favor of Void. Snowfox and Royal Fatness going for B, but it's too late for that. Pramo need to focus on controlling C and taking down enemy guns. A and B are not relevant components of the equation now. TJ Dragon Krieg not on an effective position, outgunned. TJ comes in, he's going to get burnt down. They don't have the effective DPM there. Mo's looking weak as Royal Fatness is looking weak at the moment. This is going very, very strongly in the favor of Void at the moment. Pramo will need to do something exceptional to bring this one back. I'm not sure. I'm not seeing any real opportunities for them. There's about 100 cap points to go. And the great play here. Look at this. Player and KD have done an absolutely glorious job of locking down this flank. We are actually seeing... Look at this. It's do or die. Hated Fate is looking to pick up Coyote Tango. He does! Oh, this could be it. This could be the thing that was required. Because now Snowfox is coming in for Cora Cora. Snowfox is going to land the kill on Cora Cora. He has to connect this. He does. Oh, and look at this. Pramo are 2 guns up. They've capped out C. I said I didn't think they could do it, but they're doing it. I don't believe it. I have no idea how they're managing this. Hated Fate is coming in. If he can finish off Tantan, he can. What an amazing play by the 268. But now he's in danger. Now Dragon Krieg and TJ. I said if Pramo... if they could be the ones to be the aggressors, they might be able to do it. And this is what they've done. The TJ and Dragon Krieg, which were largely ineffective, waited for the bulk of the forces to distract the rest of Void on the flank. They've now got a 4-gun advantage. But I think Void win. I think Pramo left it too late. Oh. Oh my god. That's incredible. I think... Look at this. We've got to go. We've got to go. We've got to see. Yes. Void won. They were able to hang in there just long enough. Pramo took too long to make that move. If they had made that move 30 seconds to a minute earlier, they would have won. And it just goes to show that hesitation can be... I mean... Sometimes that's all that's needed is a little bit of hesitation, and it can completely undo all the hard work, all the preparations, all the best laid plans. So we're ready. Have a look at the lineups here. We can go now to the Canal map. It's a 4-cap map, shall we say. We're going to be seeing Void operating out of the south spawn to begin with. Typically, and having a look at the lineup here, Void are rocking double bat chats, double 268s, 3 IS4s, we would expect them maybe to be, depending on what PRAMO take, to be making a push for D and C. This is typical, or this was typical meta, that the D and C caps would be treated together and the A and B caps would be treated together by the north spawn. 25 seconds to go. It looks like PRAMO, well, they've actually got E50M 140 Batchat 25T and 268's IS4. Double 140. Oh, so we're seeing 4 mediums, a light, heavy, and a TD. PRAMO will be the dominant force, and we will expect PRAMO to go for D, and for WoT to have to kind of push into the BA area here, because I don't think that they are going to have... I don't think the WoT are going to have the tank composition to get and dominate the D area fast enough. I think PRAMO are making a heavy bid for the D cap, with a number of mediums that they're bringing to the field. And this could work, potentially. However, WoT, they're sending V-Glory. I don't know if they're paying attention to the tank composition of PRAMO here, but it looks like his Royal Fatness, look at this, his Royal Fatness using the soft cover, not spotted at all, and he's not firing, he's being the patient soldier, being a team player, looking to control the map through awareness rather than damage, and V-Glory taking some fire there from Dragon Creek. And this is what we said. PRAMO with the medium tank composition would be dominant on D, and V-Glory was initially going there in the Batchat 25T but flexed away. And now we've got KD Tantan too strong in the IS4s, locking down the spawn approach, backed up by Quarter in the 268, Vedicat in the other 268 in the backfield. WoT, oh, it's a good connection by Vedicat into Dark Magician Fishy. WoT have the armor, they can make late game pushes, but they need to be careful that they don't get outmaneuvered by the highly mobile forces of PRAMO. Coyote Tango, V-Glory, the double batch at 25Ts for WoT will be crucial for them in maintaining awareness and cap control, because look at this, there's not really many tanks on this half of the map, and WoT have a 2 cap to 1 lead at the moment. Their cap lead slowly but surely extending. PRAMO, not sure how they're going to approach it, but they are committing. And they're learning the lessons from the last game. They are deciding to be decisive, and we are seeing TJ in the E50M leading the charge, backed up by Snowfox 524, Dragon Creek, Dark Magician Fishy, E50M, double 140 strat. TJ spotted the 140s getting through, Dark Magician not spotted. Coyote Tango, V-Glory flexing away. It's a good call. His Royal Fatness has been given room to breathe. He can cap out B, and they're also now they're making a push for A, and we're going to see potentially here a very clever game of flexes, rotations, and trying to control the cap pressure and cap control to control the game. And that kind of playstyle will suit PRAMO. However, if WoT can set up a good trap, a good ambush, they might be able to catch PRAMO on one of those flexes. But PRAMO have gone from being 1 cap behind to being a cap ahead. But it looks like WoT, they've come back in and they've re-secured. Well, now they're carving out D. And this is... I'm not sure this is a good call by WoT, but we'll have to see what WoT now want to do. They've maintained the cap lead. They've got D and C, which we said, you know, those caps typically go together. And PRAMO have got A and B, which is that those caps also typically go together. Now what I would like to see from WoT is for them to get the 268s operating up here on the hills in the backfield, with the Batchat 25Ts operating either as a pack or one spotting one flank, one spotting the other side, and the IS4s, the heavy tanks, on these ramp approaches here. And that would be a very good defensive formation for them, because they need to focus on maintaining C. PRAMO, slightly behind on cap points, are the ones that are going to have to make the move in. And it's a good position. Hated Fate is actually, and he's got Dragon Creek for support. They could be a good push in, and we could see PRAMO here actually. They could make a push across here, through into D, potentially catch Coyote Tango out of position, and they could make a play for D, having those 2 tanks there, but that might leave the rest of their forces vulnerable. And Mo in the IS4, he's quite low in terms of hit points. He's around 50%, slightly below, I believe, actually. And so if he, and he's not a very mobile tank, the IS4, so if he is left in too much isolation, he could be an easy kill and an easy way for WoT to swing the cap points even further in their favor if they need to. And now let's see here. 3 minutes to go. 200 cap points before we get a winner. And we are seeing the push. It's coming. Hated Fate, Snowfox524, Dragon Creek, TJ. Oh, Snowfox looking super low. Snowfox goes down. Would you believe it? And that is exactly what Void were hoping they'd be able to pick up. And it is TJ, Dragon Creek, Hated Fate. It's now a 3-on-6 situation. Tan 2 Strongs in isolation. His Royal Fatness is picking up the C cap. But look at this. It's 70 points to go. Void only really need to pick up 1 kill or hold on to the D cap. But they've TJ Blues down. They need to finish off KD. They've lost Tan 2 Strong. Dragon Creek stopping D. He is holding the line here. Vedicat takes down Hated Fate. This is so close. There are so many low hit point tanks on either side. Mo's very, very low. The Glory's low. It looks like Pramo, though, are going to take it on cap points. Oh, and there goes Coyote Tango, and it was a brilliant push in through this flank here by Pramo. And brilliant response by Void, but at the... Pramo keeping an eye both on the push and on the cap control were able to bring their timer to 1,000 points. Slightly quicker in Dark Magician Fishy in the E50M and Hated Fate in the 268 Chaser. Brilliant gameplay by them. Everyone playing well in that map as far as we can see. But now we're going to swap the spawns on Canal. And actually what we saw there from PRAMO was this, having 2 tanks here and then being able to join up with the mediums could flex through here. And they met up and they had a great push in. They got a gun advantage. They were really in a strong position here. And at the same time, the rest of the Pramo forces were working on controlling the B and C caps. And that stopped the cap pressure ratcheting up for Void, which was, I think, super important there because Void was so close to getting to 1,000 points. But because Pramo came in and because Pramo were able to stop C and then even Dragon Krieg later on managed to drive into D, he stopped the timer from ticking over. And that meant that the rest of the points that were in the control of Pramo could do their thing, bring Pramo up, close the distance in terms of the cap lead that Void had. And then when Pramo started picking off some guns, they were able to secure the 1,000 points. But like we said, at one point in the map... Oh no, not that one. Not that tool. These caps, although they're separated by distances and trends, the fields of fire, typically you have, depending on the tank composition of your team and the opponent teams, these are the kind of teams will make a push for 2 or 2. And it usually correlates to the spawns. But we're going back in now. My voice is going, I'm so sorry. We've been over ambitious with the casting once again. It's the 3rd challenge, the Stars event that we're covering today. But Pramo taking a more traditional lineup, shall we say, the double batch at 25T, Wolfpack, the daring duo of his Royal Fatness and TJF Blue. But there's a core 3 IS4s, double 268, the 268 getting a lot of love on the NA server, it seems, at the moment. Across the table, Void, they've moved away from the double batch at 25T. Player in the E50M, another core of Russian heavies, although dropping one of the IS4s and IS7. 268, T57, and I'm not sure, I'm not sold, I'm not convinced on the T57. And look at this, Void doing a great job. They've got D, they've got brilliant control on D. Yes, Void with D, and Void are in trouble here because, yes, Void are in a lot of trouble indeed because Pramo have got B and C, and that is a big misplay by Void because, no, it's a really big misplay if we're being honest. And this is match point for PRAMO. PRAMO currently leading Void 3-2, and now PRAMO have got A, B, and C. Void have got D, and they have got a lot of catching up, a lot of catching up to do, a lot of legwork ahead of them, because now PRAMO have been allowed to get into this traditional formation. And this, if you're playing esports, if you're playing Clan Wars, TD in this corner. Another TD, so 2 TDs in the corner, 1 more advanced, 1 more forwards, 1 further back. Russian heavies playing in the city area on this slope here, and on this slope here. This slope, brilliant position to spot and guard B and control the further flank. His Royal Fatness, it's a Leopard or a Batch 25T, typically going on this ridge here, can spot the middle, spot further into the backfield, and really be the eyes of the TDs. And look at this Coyote Tango with the Batch 25T and KD18 in the IS4, both punished, both looking very, very low. PRAMO, good hit point retention here. Only TJ and Mo taking a little bit of damage, but that's fine. They are absolutely okay with that. Void will need to find somewhere, and quarter in the IS7. There's nowhere for him to go really. He's stuck there for the time being. The T57 in the backfield doesn't have the alpha to really pop and snipe, and being able to clip from the backfield less effective. But Cora's actually, and we're seeing potentially, yes, not even potentially, 3 caps, less than 200 cap points to go. Void are making a last minute gamble, a last ditch attempt. They're pushing in under the bridge. We're seeing a 5-tank push here, but look at this, they're pushing into the waiting mouth of PRAMO. PRAMO have got guns to the left, guns to the right, guns to the front, and Cora is going to go down very early on. He is going to go down. Mo potentially pick up the kill. And look at this. Void need to focus, but they're not focused. They're coming in blindly, and they're looking. Dragon Creek goes down though. Void are Void are doing it. They're doing it. And Katie and Cora, and it is PRAMO though. Good defensive network. Void not really committing on the push to any one particular flank. TJ saying GG, and it was a GG. Oh my God, my voice. It was a good game, but again, PRAMO just dominant. Oh my God. PRAMO just dominant there at the end. In terms of just, and I think not so much that PRAMO were playing exceptionally well, but I think Void were making some very key errors, allowing PRAMO to get a lot of the map, to get a lot of the cap pressure uncontested. Void didn't punish PRAMO when PRAMO were going for both the B and the C caps here. So let's just go here. So when PRAMO were here, when they were capping, when they capped C and then they were going for B, and they weren't bleeding hit points for that. You can't win on this map if you don't punish people, if you allow the enemy team to effectively, because PRAMO had all of their tanks here. They had C, they had B, and then they were able to go and cap A in the backfield. Void let PRAMO set themselves up. Void let PRAMO set up a network like this. So there, I think it's there. No. Maybe here. Let's see. I'm not sure where the last bat chat was, if we're being honest. I think maybe it was somewhere around here. Not sure, but basically, with this network in play, the bat chats are able to spot out quite aggressively. There's no one PRAMO is completely aware of all of this part of the map, like this entire kind of plateau area, and then conversely, what you had the T-57 in the backfield here, and so you get the rest of the tank composition. T-57 in the backfield, maybe a 268 playing out here. Apologies if I'm getting it wrong. They had the IS-7 here, was kind of really trapped here. And then, yeah, there was a point in the battle where I'm pretty sure we were looking at something a bit like this, where not sure, this is not, obviously this is not correct, but what we eventually saw, do that, was Void. They came in here, that was the only thing really that they could do at the end, because the approaches for PRAMO were just so, with the 268s here, and having such a good field of fire and a good spotting network, there was just no way that Void would have been able to approach effectively from these flanks. And also I think in terms of the tank composition, the speed and the different armor profiles of the tanks that Void brought to the table, it would have been very difficult. What Void should really have tried to do, once they were in this position where PRAMO had amazing map control, and Void were kind of really just limited to this area here with one advanced scout. Actually, maybe, probably it would have been more something like this. But what Void should have tried to do, and what is typical when you get in a situation like this, where the team on the D area has to make the aggressive move into the team that's dug in with the sniper tower, is you have to kind of do all three at the same time, because then you split the fields of fire from the 268 and you just cause chaos, and you can get a more effective brawl situation. What we actually saw was when they came through, when Void came through, they had tanks kind of going, they weren't concentrated, so they were looking at doing damage, for example, here and here, but they weren't really focused on target priority. And although they got a gun down, they took one PRAMO gun down, but then they lost two of their own, and what they needed was to always be ahead in terms of the kill count, and that requires focus fire, and that requires you to stick together and work together in the push. So I think Void, as soon as they let PRAMO get control of this area, it was not game over, but I mean, the money, a betting man would have been very confident to put his money on PRAMO at that point in time. So there we go. I think I've made enough of a mess on the minimap for us to be happy with that. So an absolute pleasure as always, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I've had a fantastic day today. We had Team ID versus Feast on the Asia server. Then we had Eros versus Raid on the EU server. And now we've just seen PRAMO's Mince team versus Void's Eclipse team. And it has been a cracking day of esports all around. So thank you. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Please do comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to get your feedback as well on the different things that we're doing in the stream, what you like, what you don't like, things I could be doing more of. Your feedback matters to me at the end of the day. I'm doing this for us to have a good time and enjoy World of Tanks Blitz tournament scene. And also a big shout out, as always, to the Patreons which are supporting the channel, in particular 4 professional hero clans, Win, who is next, WW WinterWar from the EU server, RGN, Rain, and the Void, and the guys from Void from North America. The support you give to the channel makes a huge difference. It means that I can justify being up for 18 hours streaming. So cheers, guys. Thank you very, very much. For anyone else that's interested in working out or finding out how to sponsor the channel, the Patreon link is in the video description below, and you can read about it there. Anyways, we've got lots more content planned. Q&A session on eSports, I think tomorrow evening. A marathon replay session potentially on Monday, so if you've got your replays, now's the time to send them in. God help me. Yeah, just some more good content planned in general. So congratulations to PRAMO for retaining the title. A good 4-2 victory over WoT, but WoT's Eclipse team proving that they are ones to watch in the run-up to Mobile Masters and the Twister Cup 2019. So this is Rolling Swarm signing out. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. Bye for now.